I'm double fanning.
It's really hot in here.
It is. It's getting hot in here. Ah. Okay, what are we talking about?
Fanboys.
Okay, so Xbox versus PlayStation 5. I'm just kidding. But that's a big deal to people. No, we're talking about fanboys and forums and all sorts of online things and how people have, you start off in this beautiful, wonderful world of loving guitars and it becomes a brawl to end all brawls.
A toxic sludge that eats your soul.
For no reason at all. You think you're doing a nice thing by posting, here's my guitar. All of a sudden, you are the world's biggest jerk face.
Yes.
So you be careful. Fanboys beware and tread lightly. So, so we were talking about this morning because, like, I guess it comes up a lot, not really in the guitar shop world, but just if you go on, you're just looking up something online, like, hey,
right.
I want to check out like this guitar I've never heard of. Let's look at Novo guitars, or like, let's look at
whatever,
Duesenbergs, or let's look at Echo Parks,
anything.
Or something like that. And we'll get in that in a minute.
Fender, Gibson, PRS, doesn't matter. Yeah.
And then like you go on there and you're like, okay, cool. Then inevitably the first things you see are like, why this guitar is the worst guitar ever.
Right.
And it didn't used to be that way, because I remember in the days of yore, back in these early days of forums and gear pages, like you'd go on there like to exchange ideas and to learn.
You could learn a lot.
I did. I remember
it was very constructive.
I did
sometimes
for engineering stuff, for recording.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know how to do anything. Turn knobbies.
Right.
What does this knob do? And why is this light now? Why is this peaking? And they'd be like, oh, cool. This is how. I didn't know that because I didn't go to a fancy school to learn how to record or engineer or anything. I just had to turn knobs. This is before computers. And then with guitars, it's it was the same idea. I want to learn about new guitars or something that I didn't have access to, and you just go in there and it'd be great. People were so helpful. But then you noticed that too, right?
I did, and a lot of it was weird because I missed the forums in some ways, and I went straight to when they began to pop up as like Facebook groups, things like that. And in the beginning, some of them were really cool, and you could say anything, you could ask anything, people would answer you, people were nice. And then it's like something happens, like one day.
I mean, and there's still, not to say like all are negative. There's still
no, of course not. There's still some great ones, and even on the ones that we're talking about, there are still good people who try to answer you and help you.
And before we even go any further, like what we were talking about before is like we're gonna throw a gauntlet out to every one of you out there that participates in these forums and these Facebook pages. Like, just be positive for 1 week. You cannot say one negative thing.
We know it's hard.
I know, no, seriously, just like see if you can do that. It will change like the entire scope of like what's happening online, maybe too. Like it's like, would you ever say some of these things you say online to a person's face?
And you don't have to lie or not give your opinion. You can totally say that you do not like something and still be positive and nice. I know that's insane. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous.
Like I find you
but
tolerable.
It's true. I mean, hey.
And that's not saying I like or dislike you, but I tolerate you.
And I appreciate your tolerance.
And the feeling is mutual, I'm sure. No, but that's where we're throwing you the gauntlet. Like try to really go out there and like change like the sphere. But let's get into it a little bit further. So, Telecaster discussion page reissue. TDPRI, did I say it right? That's awesome.
TDPRI.
Let's talk about TDPRI for a minute. What do you think about that place?
It's actually a great. I think it's one of the last holdouts of fairly positive. You don't see so much trash talk. I mean, it's still there, but it has not taken over. And what's fantastic is you see big major builders like custom shop builders and boutique guys get on there and discuss their builds,
like
their
Thorne
products.
and Page and all those cats, like, and like you can actually talk with them. Like these guys that you think live in this ivory tower, they really are just normal guys that build guitars really well.
Love Telecasters like you do,
and they're nerds, and they want to talk about guitars when they're at work and when they're away from work. They talk.
Because what else would we do?
No, I mean the funny thing when I remember like texting Vincent just on Facebook I Instagram messaged him. Vincent, man, I tried over at Fender Custom Shop one. It was like 7 o'clock in the morning here. I just sent him an IM. He responded. It's 4 o'clock in the morning, I think. It was just, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I get up early so I can get cracking, spend a little time with the family. And
do some yoga.
He doesn't say cracking. He's not British.
No.
But
he probably doesn't do yoga.
That's just what my mind. But he was just hanging out with his kids, and he's getting ready to go to work early because he loves guitars. And I was like, man, they're just dudes that want to talk guitars. So that's a great forum.
That's a great forum.
Super
I mean,
positive.
there are other forums, and you can make relationships on these forums. Like I know Derek was saying, he has actually like sent dudes money that he only knows through forums, who went and picked up like a guild guitar from the guild forum for him in another city, shipped it to him so that he was able to buy it through Craigslist.
The funny part is like there is no Derek. We just say that name.
Wouldn't that be weird?
Like we've created this like mythos of Derek, the guy behind the camera.
What if Derek was like a bloody handprint on a beach ball like Wilson in that movie?
The bloody part, you could just left with that. That made me happy.
You know,
some weird
whatever.
homicidal.
And, well, I mean, and even on some, like I remember there's a private Facebook group that was, you know, guys jamming, playing, talking about gear. And I mean, I feel like I know some of those guys. I feel like I've known them for years, even though I've only ever seen them on Facebook.
It is funny. Like, I've actually created friendships from this weird thing too. And like I remember meeting teenage kids that I'd worked with that like met their friends online and stuff. Like I'm a grown freaking man that does the same thing. Like we have this one little text chat I have with like, you know, a friend from Florida, a friend from California, and a friend from, you know, Downers Grove. Tobias Music up there, he's on it too. But then the other guys are just like guitar enthusiasts. Like and we all talk, and I think David named it Guitar Gods. It's so fabulously lame. I love it. It's awesome. But no, we're like friends. We just talk like to each other about guitars, like and like how awesome guitars are. Like we'll shoot a text usually every night. There's something happens, and we didn't know each other.
Yeah. And
then we found each other through like our love of guitars, and we've helped them find a few guitars. They've helped me find a few strange friendships along the way too.
I mean, so that's the wonderful potential positive, happy, good side. What do you think happens? Why do you think those things tend to turn toxic?
I think it's just generally just because the internet allows people to say things that they would never say to a human face.
That's true. That's very true.
And it lets these people that are living, you know, sort of in this, especially in this isolated world we're in now, but even before, well before that, is this weird innate bullying sense and this joy of sort of piling on something else that like from our childhood prehistoric brains that I see these grown men, and it's always grown men doing it. Like,
we don't really know. We assume.
No, I mean the female players that I've watched on this like are really kind and compassionate. And I see these grown like 50-year-old white men just like,
I hate relics. I can't believe anyone would want a relic.
Or I hate this. Why would you get young? Fenders are trash. Gibsons are trash. And like just why are you? Oh, I can't. The worst is when it's like I can't. That guitar you bought is trash. I hate it. Somebody just worked hard their whole life to buy this guitar, and you decide that's like going up to someone at school and like, I hate your tennis shoes, and stepping on them and spitting in their face. Like, why would you do that? Forms are a place for people to spread information, joy. If something wrong does happen, share that, and like so the community can know and learn from it. That's a wonderful aspect of it. But be kind, for goodness sake.
Be nice.
Be a human. And that's where I think it sort of happens. And then you see, and then this is the unfortunate part of it too that's not discussed very often. People don't understand it. The negative stuff sort of gets more fire because a lot of these forums and pages, not some of the big ones, there might be some giveaways at the end of a year for like, you know, whoever's post got the most
if
things.
You have the most likes.
Negativity fires that. You know, and it does.
The train wreck. We can't look away. I'm guilty of that. Like I get on and I see like a crazy like dumpster fire, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm gonna read every comment.
I know. It's like you don't really, like even like when people say mean things on YouTube, they're like to you, never to me.
No, never.
Okay, it's to me all the time, but or no, it's to us equally. But no, it's like the negative one's the one that's like, oh, that kind of hurts my feelings. Like all the nice things, like oh. What I didn't see those.
You forget about one negative is worth like 100.
I didn't realize that one.
Like,
I should have shaved today. Or
my
God, I'm sorry. I was wearing a T-shirt or something that wasn't nice.
Right.
Even though I always wear nice T-shirts, but very fancy.
What T-shirt are you wearing today?
I think this is Wildwood Guitars T-shirt on right now. It's one of my favorite T-shirts. I have every color of their shirt. They have good shirts. The fabric's okay, but the shirts they fit really well.
Shirts are great.
No, they did. And I like the logo a lot.
Order a Wildwood T-shirt. Do it today.
Just call them, man. Like my wife even made like Wildwood. We got our own silk screen. We made Wildwood onesies when we were having our first kid. Like they don't sell them. We are the only people in the world that have them. Because like that's how much I like other guitar shops. It's
custom shop onesies.
I know, it's awesome.
It's great.
We'll make some of those too. We got some cool Rhett Scholl shirts coming out soon too. That's in the making. Don't worry. Rhett's gonna be like, what?
What? You can't make my shirts.
Don't worry. We're not selling them. We're just gonna wear them.
We're just gonna wear them ourselves. It's fine.
No, we got some good ones and some Paul David's ones too. And Rick Beato. They're gonna be awesome. My kids are making them.
There you go.
And they're gonna be really cool.
Done.
Anyway, so back to forums. So anyway, that's where it gets fed sometimes by the algorithm of a reward system, which is really weird that that's sort of built into it to like reward for if your post got the most views. But I would like to see like, well, what if your post was thoroughly negative and not positive?
Right.
Should that be rewarded?
Right.
It's like bad sportsmanship.
A little bit.
You know, like, don't get me wrong, I love John McEnroe. I think he's one of tennis's icons. But I mean, what a spoil sport. It's like watching Billy Joe like throw his little hissy fit at the iHeartRadio festival and like then start dissing Justin Bieber. Like, this is a few years back, but it still pops up on my feed every once in a while, and it irks me so much because like, why? Don't smash that beautiful Les Paul, a little special guitar. And your bass player had to do the same thing to follow suit to do it. Anyway, just don't do that. You don't get a reward for that, you know. Unless you're Kurt Cobain smashing it, and those are great smashes. Those were funny. And smashing guitars is always encouraged, in my opinion. But
I feel like Pete Townsend.
But that was just a really funny experience when they were cutting him off. It's one of those things. I was showing to my 7-year-old son. He's like, "Why is he doing like I don't know?" He just got upset. There's probably more to it. I hope because like Green Day is awesome. I hope there's more to it that they were cutting him because that was weird. They would cut Green Day anyway, but it's production. Sorry, I got distracted again.
But it's all the same. We're talking about the same stuff. Being positive versus that's what it boils down to, right? Positive, negative.
And then and we get to the Facebook groups and like that's a really fun fun world to live in. Like because like people, it's a fast spread of information. Yes. It's not the long forum pages. It's
lots of pictures.
Easy to upload your pictures, and it can be great. And we love that part of it. And I think some of the Taylor forums are really good. I think Gabriel does a great job of moderating his. There's somebody posted some like sort of like snarky thing the other day, and he came back right at him with like, "That's a little bit Haiti," and I was like, "That was a little Haiti. I don't know if you're trying to troll."
You know? I mean, there are great ones. There are new. There's a new one called like Effects Pedal Planet that I really enjoy, and you know they interview all these small like boutique pedal builders. So like if you want one of their pedals, you get to say, "Hey." That's so cool. And so, like, that's what cool. about this? Does this do this? No, this pedal's not the best for you. This one is. And I mean, to some extent, like you see, like Josh Scott from like JHS gets on some of these Facebook groups, and you can say, and he is the absolute best. No, don't buy this pedal. Buy this Boss pedal. It would be the better one for you.
I was just doing this yesterday with one of our friends and customers. Like we didn't have an amp that. You know, he wanted another amp that we have, and he's like, "I'd like to get that." I was like, "Get the other amp. The other amp's better. Get it." We're gonna have those amps soon, though, so it's exciting. I don't know how that just happened. It was like the gods above were like, "Whoa!" It's like my
what
favorite,
amp could you be talking about?
My favorite amp making company.
I don't know what amps you love, Baxter. I don't know what you. I don't know.
Coming soon to Casino, which I'm very thrilled. It's 2-Rock. I'm going to let the secret out of that today. We'll have a whole video on that later.
There goes our big reveal.
Oh, whatever. We're going to have a fun video. No, but they were pretty excited about that. But you know, that's what you should do as like a person on a forum. And like, you know, I've seen some of the custom shop master builders like talk about that too. And like they're not trying to to sell their stuff. Most of the time, they're very positive. I've seen these guys get up there. It's great.
Well, we're talking about guitars and music. Hopefully, if you're in that, even in this business we're in where we're selling things, hopefully we do it or you build things because you love guitars, you love amps, you love pedals, you love music.
Yes, because I was on the phone with one of the owners of one of these companies yesterday, like of a pretty major company. Like he was like, "Yeah, like none of us got into this to get rich. Like you don't get into.
You know what I'll do? I'll sell guitars for small margins and deal with crazy people, and you know it's gonna be great.
It's like you do it because like you love it. If you want to do that, like get into banking, get into lawyering and doctoring if you want to go into school for 25 years or whatever it is. Good God.
We could have totally been lawyers.
There's no. I mean, I haven't had a math, a science, or a foreign language since I was a sophomore in high school. Oh. Like I would literally have no idea how to do anything. It'd be pathetic. So yeah, no, I think my kid who is in like second grade now knows more math than I do. Yeah, it's a sad state. Okay, that's a little bit. I like math a little bit, but I'm a big Good Will Hunting fan. Huge. It inspires me every day. Go watch that, kids. If you haven't seen it, that and Forrest Gump and Saving Private Ryan in that order. It'll traumatize
that's all you need.
And then Fury once you're ready to go over the edge entirely.
And then once you're traumatized, get on the forums. Let it all out.
Man, what a great segue into
Full
that.
circle.
God,
I'm so angry.
when Brad Pitt's like beating up the tank driver for not killing the child Nazi soldier in Fury, like, why didn't you mow him down? Yeah, it's your fault. Like, that's where you're gonna feel right before you jump in the forums. I want you to get in there.
You need to watch that, and then
Because like, after you post this prize guitar that you've worked your whole life to get, and then somebody tells you how bad it is, that's the feeling you're gonna have. So again, Gauntlet thrown, you better be nice out there. We're watching. Well, not really. I hate the forums.
No, that's true.
It's too much for me. But I want to see God, what if it could change?
It could change.
There's all like the big names out there too. Like most of them are really positive. When you watch Rhett or Paul or Rick or any of those guys get on them, they're so positive, they're so nice, and just take that as an example. Don't jump on the hate train.
Don't jump on the hate train. Let it be good fun. Have fun.
Oh my God, that's that needs to be a T-shirt too. Like Rhett Scholl, don't jump on the hate train. I'm making that shirt.
Like, I never said that. What are you talking about? We start making up quotes for everyone.
And we're selling them on Teespring. Follow your YouTube channel. You can buy that. You guys can't do that. We know but it's so much fun. Gosh, we love your channel. So that's what are you gonna? We love it all. That's what we do. Like I was literally watching YouTube videos. I was watching some 2 Rock videos last night with like Josh Smith and some other cats. And like their tone is so good and they're such good players, and just like my wife's sitting there in the bed next to me, like she's doing something like intelligent, probably doing yoga or
real things,
reading philosophy and making nonprofits and whatnot, and I'm like watching guitar YouTube videos.
Josh Smith, yes.
And I was commenting on watching Jack at Peach Guitars again. I was like, man, I was just mesmerized by how his voice sounds. Like
it is really nice.
He could just talk about and I was taking a big bowel movement, and it was the loveliest bowel movement.
I just feel like it's like watching like young Hugh Grant demo guitars for me, and his lovely voice, and narrate it.
Even old Hugh Grant is, oh my God, like there was that show, the one on the Unbreaking or something, Undoing. I don't know. Like it's with him and Nicole Kidman on HBO. Great show if you haven't seen it.
There you go.
Not one for the children, but he hasn't lost a thing. And Nicole Kidman, oh my goodness, how gorgeous is that woman still? It's like Days of Thunder to The Undoing. She hasn't aged.
So you're saying Keith Urban did okay?
Yes. Tom Cruise, everyone who has even been in the same room with her has done okay. Keith Urban, thumbs up. And that guy's a sick player if you didn't know it either.
I saw them both walking from afar once.
What? No. Really? I've seen Keith Urban. I sort of briefly met him once, and that man is outrageously pretty in person.
He's outrageously pretty, and they're both very nice.
Very kind.
They're very kind, nice.
Yeah, I met him in Philadelphia at an American Idol audition for one of my students who did quite well. Zach Person, check him out. He's a crushing blues guitar player in Austin, Texas.
Got a YouTube channel?
He does have a YouTube channel. It's a small one right now. He's more like he was opening for the Foo Fighters and some cats like last year or like 2019 in December, and then this whole thing happened. Anderton Paak. Who else did he play for? It was this Spoon or something. It was amazing. It was a great show out in Vegas. But anyway. I don't know what I was talking about. I'm getting out of here. I gotta leave.
So, summing up, get on the forums, get on the Facebook pages, be positive, be nice. Change it. Be cool. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss stuff like this in the future. We appreciate you hanging out with us. See you next time.
See you guys later.